For today's video, I thought it would have been really interesting to see the layer lines on a close-up. And when I say close-up, I mean really close, by using this digital microscope that I had lying around for many years that I never used. So I thought, why not give it a go? Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Alessio and this is Spectrum Filaments. Today, as I mentioned, we're gonna check and see up close all the layer lines of most filaments we have in the house. When I say most of them, it means that some of them, they look pretty close to each other, so there was no point to show them. And for this video, the filament we're going to use for this experiment, we can call it like that, is going to be PLA, PLA Silk, PLA Magic Silk, ABS, PCCF, TPU, PETG, PETG-CF, and PLA-CF. And without further ado, let's jump into microscope mode. So let's start with PLA, and this is the top surface, not ironing, just the normal top surface, and we can see how really clean this top surface is. And for specifics, this is the Filament PLA Matte, and it looks absolutely perfect. This is quite exciting to see the filaments and the layer lines like that. But the funny thing is that we can go even closer, so let's go closer. Wow, okay. This is as close as we can get, and it doesn't even look like a 3D print anymore. It looks more like a landscape or some sort of a sci-fi movie. And we can see the PLA stacking layers one next to each other. Yeah, you can really recognize that this is actually a 3D print or melted plastic. It's still pretty impressive. Now let's go back and check another surface. You can move slowly. They are perfect. This was printed with the Bambu Lab P2S. And you can tell it's pretty perfect. Again, this is PLA. Now it doesn't look like a 3D print anymore. They don't look like layer lines anymore because we are so close. But you can still see the perfection of this 3D print. It's impressive. All this just to show what the filament actually does when it's melted, laid down onto the build plate or onto another layer of melted plastic, and this is what it is. This is how strong the bond gets. And I gotta say that the Filament PLA is super strong. If you wanna see how strong it is, check this video right here. This is now the vertical surface, is the 45-degree surface. It looks pretty much the same as the vertical one, but a little bit cleaner, I gotta say. And this one is a overhang, a 45 degrees overhang, and it looks perfect. Now we're gonna see the bottom surface, the one that is connected to the build plate with the textured PEI sheet, and we can see all the patterns actually from the textured PEI sheet. But if we zoom in more, like before, we can see it way better. And this is as close as we can get. And you can see the pattern of the textured PEI sheet and how shiny it is because the heat and the surface of the build plate. It looks awesome. So this was PLA. Next filament is going to be Silk PLA. And this is from the series Spectrum PLA Silk. This is Spicy Copper, one of my favorite Silk PLA. We can see a little bit of bumpiness due to the speed. This is actually due to the speed. It was going a little fast. And if you don't know, if you want to have a better surface and also more shiny, you need to decrease the speed of your printer in order to print Silk PLA way better. We can see an amazing shot of how the actual layers, the end and the beginning, attached to the walls, which is really fascinating. Let's zoom in here. Super close. It's really difficult to move it, but it does look like a nail or a body part in a way. I don't know, it looks really weird, but it looks so cool. And this was a top surface. Let's go and check the vertical. These are the vertical layer lines. They are perfect. Absolutely brilliant. You can see a little bit of shine, obviously, because it's silk. And let's go even closer. And this is super close. You can see the layer lines, absolutely perfect, like tubes, even better than PLA. Probably because the polymers are different from PLA matte and the silk and normal PLA, but this looks impressive. And this is the bottom surface, the first layer. And again, this was 3D printed with a different build plate. You can tell the difference. And it looks amazing. Again, the layer lines are just perfect. All these artifacts are just the pattern of the build plate itself to allow adhesion. And yeah, the adhesion was perfect. It's so fascinating to see. The lines are absolutely perfect. Technology has come really, really far. Absolutely beautiful to watch. And just for fun, we're gonna check the Magic Silk PLA from Spectrum Filaments. So we can check the change color gradually on the vertical side. And here is the green side. And if we turn it around, we have these purple reddish side. Again, Silk PLA looks really good. But now if we twist it a little bit, we can see the actual change color. This is the pink reddish side and this is the green side, which is really, really cool. And this is the bottom surface, the first layer, and we can see both of the colors next to each other on the build plate. And this was a normal texture PEI sheet build plate, and it looks perfect. We can get a little closer. We can see all the pigments of the colors of this filament. And here's one line that contains both colors. You can see the change right there. Now let's check the top surface. The top surface looks even better. It's a little hard to move it, but let's try. There we go, all the pigments right there. Let's get a little closer. And here we can see where the two colors merge and create this really nice effect. So fascinating to watch. Here's a little bubble on the top surface. Let's move on to the next one. And we are now on the top surface of PLA reinforced carbon fiber. And it's really hard to see the pigments of the carbon fiber because it's all black. The filament is black and the carbon fiber is black. But we have another print which is gray, so we can see a little better. But let's check the vertical side as well. And here is the vertical side of PLA-CF. We can see the mixtures of the two filaments, even though we cannot tell the difference from the colors. But let's check with the other one. And here's the gray PLA-CF carbon fiber reinforced, and we can see way better the carbon fiber pigments right there that are reinforcing our PLA. And this filament is absolutely magnificent. Make sure to check this video right here if you want to see this filament in action. It looks amazing. Let's go closer. And now the carbon fiber reinforced pigments are super clear. You can tell how much this filament is going to be reinforced by it. It's so fascinating to watch. Let's go and check the top surface. And this is the top surface. You can see more pigments because it's a flat surface, obviously. And now we can check the bottom first layer surface. Again, we can see the pattern of the build plate. And more pigments because this is the first layer. This is so fascinating. And also we can tell how and why we can get clogs from this filament. So make sure you use a 0.6 nozzle size instead of 0.4 just in case. And do a cold pull to clear your nozzle before and after using carbon fiber reinforced filaments. Fascinating. Next up we have PETG. And we can see the difference because of the shine of the filament, and that is pretty common on PETG filaments. And I gotta say, this one is even better. The layer lines looks even better than PLA. It looks amazing, but that's also due to the quality of the PETG, and all the links of these filaments will be in the description down below. Let's zoom in a little bit, even though it's gonna be difficult because this is really bright. They definitely look better than the PLA, They are more consistent and they have more shape. They look more like tubes than the PLA was a little rough, but that's due to the polymer, of course. And so shiny and so precise, every single layer lines, it looks exactly the same. Now let's check the top surface. Again, this is the top surface, and of course we can see how shiny it is, characteristic of the PETG. And we can see also a little bit of the layers underneath, because this PETG is a little bit translucent, almost skin color like. And this is the top, and let's go closer. This looks amazing. Again, these PETG lines are perfect. I don't see any imperfection, they look absolutely brilliant. Let's go check the bottom, the first layer. And again, we can see a little bit of pattern of the texture PI sheet. In this case, wasn't a texture PI sheet standard from Bambu Lab, it was from BQ. But again, we can see this, oh, this is just a marker, but it's fun to see as well. We can get closer and closer, and this is as close as we can get. This looks really like skin. This is so fascinating to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And let's move on to the next filament. This is still a carbon fiber reinforced filament, but this time is PETG from the Filament series. And here we are, normal zoom. And if we get a little closer, on the vertical side, obviously, we can see more pigments of the carbon fiber. And here they are. You can see these small little lines in black on the purple PETG. So we have both characteristics of the strength of PETG and the reinforcement of the carbon fiber right there. The layers are really well stuck together. Let's go and check the top surface, and the layers are perfect. The top surface looks brilliant. You can see a little bit of the pigments. We're gonna see a little bit more in the back. First layer, we can tell we have more pigmentations, even though the shiny textures of the build plate kind of makes it hard to see, but let's zoom in. And here we can see the carbon fiber pigments inside the PETG, which looks absolutely stunning. So again, we get double strength from the PETG and the carbon fiber reinforcement. Beautiful. This one is gonna be a little hard to see because it's white, but this is ABS. Printed with the 0.4 nozzle on a Bambu Lab PTUS, and the layers are amazingly stuck together. If we get close, let's see. This is the vertical side, obviously. The layers are really bonded together. Let's go and check the top surface. Top surface looks absolutely perfect. There's no need to zoom in more because it's really hard to see as it is. But let's check the first layer, the bottom one. You can see again the pattern of the build plate and the walls right there at the edge where the lines connect to the actual walls. You can see it right there. Hard to see with white, but yeah, that's ABS. Last but not least, this is PCCF, which we have an in-depth video about it, so if you want to check that one, make sure you do that. It's pretty cool. I love this filament. It's one of our favorite filament because of the finish, and you can tell how strong the bond is, and it's not even that bumpy. Probably it's even less bumpy than PLA. Let's get closer, and this is a 45 angle surface, and this looks absolutely something out of a sci-fi movie. PCCF looks almost like metal in a way. It's amazing. Let's go and check the bottom surface. This is the first layer. We can see the build plate pattern as usual. This was a normal texture PI sheet. So this is a vertical one, a round one actually. So we can see all the lines. And we can also go and check where two different surfaces meet. Right there. There's a little indentation, but yeah, that's a vertical one, a round one, and a flat one right there. We can see the curvature. And last we have TPU. This is our Spectrum Filaments S-Flex 90A TPU filament right there. Of course, at first glance looks more like a PETG because we cannot see the squishiness unless I move it, but you cannot really tell. And let's go a little closer. And here we go. We have our TPU right there, S-Flex. Let's go and check and this is our first layer with the usual texture PEI sheet pattern. And if we go here, we can see maybe some under extrusion, which is almost typical from TPU filaments right there. We probably need to decrease the speeds and maybe change some of the settings, but this print turned out, pretty great with just default settings. And you can see the two walls right there meeting. And this is the top surface with no top layer, just the infill. It's a little hard to see, but we can see the two walls and the grid infill right there where they meet. And yeah, we can actually see better the infill on another print, and I'm going to show you right now. But this was TPU. This is still PLA-CF, but I just wanted to show the grid infill, how the lines and the walls connect to each other. If we go right here, we can see the actual walls right there. We have the two walls and the grid infill connecting. Here we go, we can see them right there connecting to each other. And this is it for this educational video, if you want to call it like that. I really enjoyed making it. I had this digital microscope laying around and I didn't know what to do, but then it occurred to me, why not checking the layer lines super close? And I think we can all agree it was really fascinating to watch. All the links of the filaments I used are in the description down below, as well as the links of the video that I mentioned for each filament. If you enjoyed this video, please do make sure to subscribe, like and comment down below. Again, my name is Alessio, this is Spectrum Filaments, and I'll see you next Wednesday.